Hey guys, it's Melissa here from melissaoatman.com. Welcome to Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness, a daily podcast devoted to spirituality and self-help. If you're new, I want to welcome you. If you're returning, welcome back. So I am attempting to record today's episode for the second time. You see, I had recorded an episode. I thought it was really good. And then my phone decided to not allow the file to be downloaded. So for some reason, the file became corrupt. And I spent a good chunk of my time trying to figure out how I could fix it. And finally just gave up and realized this might be the universe telling me to try again. So here it goes, the second try for today's episode. My topic for today is all about learning how to be self-reliant, to trust in your own abilities, and to take the steps necessary to stand fully in your own power. Earlier, I had talked about how the universe is asking us to have faith and to take the steps necessary to achieve our dreams and our goals. And I truly believe that the universe is asking many of us to step into new roles in our lives, whether it's a new job, a new career, a new relationship, whatever it might be. The universe is gently nudging many of us forward. And as I've told you before, if you don't take the hint, the universe is not going to continue to gently nudge you. The universe is going to rip the rug out from under your feet and propel you forward and make you move out of your comfort zone. And I think that this is actually a good thing for many of us, because if you're like me, I can have a tendency to want to stay in my comfort zone because it's nice and safe there. But the universe is telling you that you have everything you need to be successful, and that it's time for you to realize how truly powerful you are, to rely on yourself, and to put yourself out there. And I'm not sure why the first episode that I tried to record didn't work, but I truly believe there must have been a reason. And as I'm sitting here talking to you, I really feel like the reason might be because the universe is wanting me to make a more powerful statement to you. Because you know there are some of you out there, you are feeling nudged in a certain direction. Sorry guys, Nala's playing with her bone. She likes to make some sort of statement and appearance on my podcast when she can. Anyway, the universe is nudging you towards something. And I know, and I can feel it in my chest as I'm sitting here talking to you. As you know, I can pick up on energy, and I always meditate before I do my podcast to see what do people need to hear. And when this topic came up, I'm feeling so much resistance out there. Like there are some of you who are just simply allowing fear to take over, to get in the way, to keep you from moving your feet. You're just standing in the same spot because it's comfortable there and because change is scary, and it is scary. It's absolutely downright scary to do something that you've never done before. But the thing is, fear is an emotion we all experience. It's what we do when we experience the fear that determines our outcome. We can either stand still and allow ourselves to be victims of that fear and never move forward and just stay where it's nice and comfy. Or we can say, forget fear and dive ahead anyway. And it doesn't mean that you're not still going to experience the fear, the self-doubt. It just means that you're not letting it get in your own way. I believe that we block our own abundance sometimes because we are doing it by resisting it. The universe sometimes hands us things and says, here you go, I have this awesome present for you. And then we look at the universe and say, well, I'm not sure if I want it. Even though it might be something we've been praying about, because I know there are some of you out there who are changing careers. I've worked with several of you who've told me that you need a new career change. You're not happy where you are. You know you're supposed to be somewhere else. But every time you go to do it, you stop yourself. whether it's the thought of having to go back to school, and I totally get that. I understand that. I do. I just finished a class that I had to take for this 3 hours that I'm getting to be up on the next level of pay scale where I'm working now, because at my old school, I was at the top of the pay scale, but I wasn't here because I was missing 2 credit hours. So I had to take a class. Now, that's the last thing I wanted to do. I did not want to take a course because I thought I was done with that part of my life. I was done with taking the courses that I just had to take to get my credits, and I didn't want to do that anymore. But the universe presented me with an opportunity to get a credit, to get the credits that I needed in an easy and non-expensive, or I should say inexpensive, I'm not trying to make up words here, inexpensive way. And I could have said, I don't really want to do it. I want to procrastinate, because I wasn't even sure if they would give me this credit for this coming up school year. But then I said to myself, well, it doesn't even matter if it doesn't apply to this school year. It's going to help you next school year, and you'll be glad you did it. So just bite the bullet and do it and get it over with. So I had to, give my ego a little talking to and get over myself and the fact that I know I have a lot to do, and just say, just do it. Just get it over with. So I did. And as it turns out, I emailed the school and emailed my professor, and they're all working something out for me so that it can apply to this year, which is incredible. And I'm hugely blessed. And I know that that is the universe, because I said, please take care of this. Please help me with this. And it's going to work out. And had I just let it go, I would have had to have waited another year. I wouldn't have known. It's just, I could have let fear, because to me, procrastination is another form of fear. I could have let the procrastination set in and go, I'm too busy, I don't want to do it. But I decided not to do that. Okay, don't fall back into your old patterns and your old ways and allow procrastination to take effect, because that's not going to get you anywhere. So I didn't, and a really great outcome happened because of it. And I believe that when the universe brings you to something, it will not abandon you. The universe is going to see you through it. So you have to have faith. And even when you come across stumbling blocks, because you will sometimes. Let me tell you about a situation that happened to me. When I was teaching in Missouri, I was keeping up my Illinois certification because eventually I would have liked to have been closer to home. And even though it didn't seem like there were any opportunities at the time, I still wanted to keep up my certification just in case. And because I don't work in Illinois, I don't get regular emails or whatever saying your certification is about to lapse. So I didn't get any notification, and I just happened to check my certification one day, and I realized that it was expired by like a month. So I called the Board of Education and I said, I need to renew my Illinois certificate. And actually I tried to do it online, and what I got was a message that said, because your certification lapsed, you either have to pay $500 or you have to take 3 credit hours. And taking 3 credit hours would, of course, cost like $1,200. So I would have had to, it would have been cheaper just to pay the fine, but I was really mad. I was not happy about it because I didn't receive any notification that it was about to expire. And I had just completed my master's degree, so making me take more classes seemed really stupid. So I could have just said fine and pay the $500, but that's not my personality type. I don't always take no for an answer. Like if someone tells me no, it sort of fuels me to say, I'll prove you wrong. And that's what it did in this case. I was like, nope, I'm not taking no for an answer. So I called and they said, no, this is what you have to do. And I argued. I said, well, I just completed my master's degree a month ago, and it's only been expired by a month. And obviously this is just because I forgot. I didn't have anyone overseeing it telling me I needed to renew it, and I don't work in Illinois right now. So long story short, probably too late, they called me back and said, okay, we're making an exception for you. And same thing with this class, okay? So if I were to just allow fear to take over and say, well, here's an obstacle, this is a stumbling block, I can't do it, nothing would ever get done, because I'm here to tell you that I run into stumbling blocks all of the time. today, recording this podcast. I was really close to saying, I'm just not going to record one. I'll just play a repeat. And I was like, no, something told me, no, don't do that. Your listeners need to hear you, and they want to hear you. And there was a reason that the original recording didn't work. So start again. And I am the queen of start again. That is my middle name, I swear. Like, if something doesn't work out for me, I scrap it and start over. I'm not afraid to do that. And I know a lot of people are. But one thing I've learned in my life is if I don't like something and I'm not happy with its progress or the way things are working out, I'm not going to be happy with that forever. Like, it's going to haunt me. So, and it's not about perfectionism. It's not that. But it's just like, if, let's say, okay, I had a career. I didn't like it. I'm not going to continue chugging forward in this career I don't like. That's just not my style. Or I'm in a relationship I don't like. I'm not going to continue trying to trudge forward in it if I don't like it. You know, I will just say, okay, I need to start over. I need to regroup. I need to do something different. This isn't working. And there are a lot of people who are in relationships, who are in jobs, whatever, where they're not feeling fulfilled. They don't feel like that's where they're supposed to be. Like, your intuition is yelling at you. You're not supposed to be here. You're on the wrong path. You need to turn left, or you need to go right. It's like our own internal GPS. Yet so many of us don't listen to that. We just do what we're used to doing, and we continue to do the same thing, and we expect different results. And that's pretty much the definition of insanity, is to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and thinking that you're going to end up in a different result, because you're not. You know, I think about at work. When I have students who continue to make the same mistakes, and I point out the mistakes to them, and I always tell them, making mistakes is perfectly fine, because that's how we learn. Like, I expect mistakes, and I make them in my own life. What isn't okay is to keep making the same mistake and not doing any kind of course correction. That's where the problem comes in, when they keep doing the same thing and going, I don't know why it's not working. And it's not working because you're not doing anything differently. You keep plugging the problem in the same way, and you're getting the same result. And in the same way, if you guys are expecting your life to change, but you don't do anything different, how can anything change? You have the same negative mindset, or you're afraid to try new things, or you don't want to spend money on a course or something because you're afraid that, it's not going to help your life. You're investing in yourself and your future when you decide to enroll in a course or try a new meditation or whatever it might be. You're investing in your own self and your own success. Because when you sit there and think that you can't do something, you're pretty much calling that in. I can't do it. Well, guess what? You can't. But if you believe I can do it and I have everything I need to be successful and the universe is behind me, guess what? You can. And it honestly is true. You are creating your own reality by believing the things that you believe. So when you believe in yourself and you believe you're capable and you know you're capable, you're calling in success, because it's like you've already envisioned it. You're visualizing it. You're experiencing it. Yes, I am seeing myself successful. And a lot of people might snark at visualization, but it absolutely works. It totally works. Think about in the middle of an exercise that's extremely tough. If you visualize yourself completing it and what your body is going to look like when you're done with it, it makes it so much easier to get through, because you can visualize the results and you have motivation now. If you're taking a class and you visualize yourself with your degree, you've got your goal in mind and it's just motivating you. This is what I want to see. When I was a single mom, starting over and taking college courses, I knew I could do it when I was single and I didn't have any kids, but Now having all of this added responsibility and having to hold a job and take care of my twins and go to school, I didn't know how I was going to be able to do that. But the difference is, I never thought that there was a choice. I knew I had to. That was my difference. I didn't have time to allow the fear to set in and keep me from achieving my goals. I just knew I had to, because I knew there were two little people relying on me to be successful for them. And that was my motivation. It wasn't even myself, it was my children. And when we have motivation, that's what makes us successful. That's what drives us. And the universe is saying your motivation should be that we're behind you 100%. We're in your corner. We're helping you. We may not see the end result right away because we're not showing it to you. We're just lighting up your path one step at a time, because I truly believe if we saw the whole picture, we might get overwhelmed and quit. But if we could see step by step, this is where I need to go, and this is my next step, and then my next turn will be here, then it's manageable for us. And we're more likely to be successful because we're not going to allow fear to come in and tell us to quit. And I think that a lot of you are just resisting. It's like the universe has put something in your heart, a desire, whether it's for a new career, a new relationship, whatever it is. There's so many different things. And many of you want to step up, and you know you need to because you're feeling that. It's in your gut. You feel it. You know it. It's your intuition. It's your higher self. It's your guides telling you this is what you need to do. But many of us just don't listen. But I'm here to tell you again, the universe will start by sending you little hints and, will give you signs that this is what you need to do. And they'll be subtle, but they're not going to end up subtle. If you don't pay attention and you don't do what the universe is asking you to do, those subtle little signs and hints, you're going to end up experiencing a big tower moment where the universe comes in and rips the rug right out from under your feet, because the universe is trying to get you to move. And you can either move on your own or you can be moved. And if you've ever experienced any one of those tower moments, you'll know they're not pleasant. But they're always purposeful. They serve to move you from your comfort zone and to make you aware that you're on the wrong path. You're not where you're supposed to be, and the universe is trying to get you back on the right path. And so many of us choose to ignore those little gut feelings. This will go away. It's just something I thought about doing. It's not something that could actually happen. And you may see signs, like you may think about going back to school to be a nurse, and then you turn on the TV and there's an advertisement for a nursing program. It's just little things like that, and ways the universe can really send us signs and synchronicities to tell us, yes, this is your path. I remember when I was starting to write my book, I was really just thinking about it. I wasn't sure if I really wanted to do it. At first, I was just kind of writing it out to get my feelings out there and to feel better. And what came next was just like an explosion of words. And I felt like I was being divinely guided and the words were pouring out of me. And I just knew that this had to be a book. And everywhere I turned, there were things about want to be an author, want to publish a book. And I couldn't get away from it. It was on social media. It was television ads. Things I've never seen. I don't really remember seeing ads for becoming a published author before on TV, but yet there they were. And I knew that this was my God wink or synchronicity that, hey, the universe is saying, I'm talking to you. This is for you. And if you're not sure if the universe is asking you to take a different step, you can always ask for signs and synchronicities, and you'll get them. One of the best things you can do is really just to rely on your own intuition and to take time to meditate. If you take 5 minutes, this is what I like to do. So if I have a situation in my life that I need some guidance for, I need some direction, one of the things I like to do is just to sit in stillness. You can set a timer for 5 minutes. I don't set a timer anymore because it takes as long as it takes for me. But I quiet my mind, and then beforehand, I ask the universe, I ask my guides to please give me any information they can to help me for my highest good regarding, and then I name the situation. And then I sit in stillness for 5 minutes, and things start coming to me and start popping into my head. And it is my guides giving me information. As you know, I've told you before that I can read energy. And when people come to me to work with me, I do this for them too. Like, I will ask my guides and their guides, what do they need to be healed of? How can I help them? And I get a lot of information. And I can do the same thing about myself too. I'll sit and I'll ask a question, and then I get all of this information. And when you first do this, it might take practice, because like any kind of muscle you're using, you have to practice and it has to grow stronger. And the same thing when you're using your intuition, the more you practice, the better you get. The easier the information comes. So I always sit and I do this. And some people will say, well, every time I try to sit and meditate, then I get distracted. It's like I try to sit down and then I'm like, oh, look, a chicken. Oh, I have to do laundry. Oh, I need to do this. Here's my shopping list. I get it. My brain tends to do the same kind of thing, or it did. So it does take practice. But when a thought like that pops into your head, just acknowledge it and let it go. And just keep going. Because eventually you're going to start receiving information that you know isn't from you. And you may question it at first. I did. My confirmation was that I was working with other people. When I would talk to them, I would say, well, this is what I got. And I would sometimes even be afraid to tell them information I was getting, because I felt like it was just so out there, like left field. Like, I don't know if this makes any sense to you at all. It didn't make any sense to me. And then I will tell them what I get. And they're like, oh my gosh, how did you know that? So I knew I was getting information not from myself, but from my guides. So same thing with you. At first, you may start to doubt it, but the more you do it, the more you'll realize this is not me just making things up. This is my intuition. These are my guides. They're giving me information because they do want to help us and they do want to guide us. They have to know we need it. So you can ask for information, and again, keep doing that. And you can practice doing that intuition exercise too, where you ask yourself yes, and then where do you feel that in your body? Or you tell yourself no, where do you feel that in your body? And then you can ask yes or no questions, and you'll know, you get the answer right away. Like for me, when I say yes, I feel that in my stomach as butterflies in my stomach. No feels like chest pressure and like it's hard to breathe. So when I ask a question, I get a physical response. So you can do that too. Most importantly, though, my message to you and from the universe is don't give up. Don't ignore the hints that the universe is giving you. You have everything you need to be successful and to be self-reliant. And the universe is just asking you to take the step. Step into your power. Lean fully on the faith that you have that the universe is working with you and you are co-creating with the universe, and you will always be provided for. And when you come across a stumbling block, which you probably will, just say, help me through this. What do I need to do? What is this teaching me? And you'll get your answer and the help that you're asking for. I know, because it's happened for me many times. I wanted to pull a few cards for you before I ended this, and I used the Goddess Guidance Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue, and 2 cards came out, so I wanted to read them both to you. The first card is Sekhmet, and it's, you are stronger than you think you are, and your strength assures a happy outcome. See yourself as strong and victorious. Don't complain about anything. Don't blame anyone or any condition. You are the embodiment of strength, not victimhood. As you rise above the old tendencies and see yourself in the new light of beautiful feminine strength, Your life will automatically shift in miraculous ways. You'll attract new opportunities, forms of abundance, and relationships to help you manifest your highest potential. Being strong means seeing yourself in the most favorable light you can imagine. Be real, allow yourself to feel genuine emotions, but most of all, be strong. The second card that I pulled from you, and I love that card, by the way, and I think it goes right along with what we were talking about just so beautifully. I mean, you can't get more confirmation from that, from the universe. The second card I pulled is Abundancia, which is prosperity. It says the universe is pouring its abundance out to you. Be open to receiving. Asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. You are very powerful, and I'm here to support your growing power. It's right for you to receive this help as we function as a team. I've heard your prayers, worries, and affirmations. I'm pouring my cornucopia of prosperity upon you now, so expect unforeseen windfalls and gifts. Notice the new ideas, feelings, and visions within you. This guidance gives you clear direction about actions to take in conjunction with my assistance. Together, we are unstoppable. I love that too. And it's just so crazy how the cards fall out. You know, I know the universe knows what topic I'm going to speak about, but it's crazy what falls out sometimes. It just perfectly aligns with what I was talking about. And I think that's just another amazing and beautiful proof that the universe is always divinely guiding everything and always right there. So I love that. So you can do anything, and when you do, prosperity will follow you. I love that. It's beautiful. Well, I want to thank you guys for listening today. As always, if you like this podcast, please share it with others to help spread my message of love and peace and healing. And please leave a review if you wouldn't mind. It will only take you a minute, but it means a world to me. And I just want to thank you for that. And for those of you who already have, thank you so much. I will be doing my Facebook Lives again, probably starting at the end of the week. I'm easing myself back into everything after that amazing trip. And with this new job, everything's just been a little overwhelming, but I'm trying to balance it all back now. So I'm working on that. If you go to my website, you can subscribe to receive a free morning and evening meditation. It's my gift to you. You can follow me on all social media, on Instagram, Facebook. All of the links are in the description of this podcast. I love having new follows, and I always post inspirational messages on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. And as always, if you want to work with me, you can book online or you can contact me. You can email me, call me, text me, message me on Facebook or Instagram, however you would like to get a hold of me. People do that all the time. I've already heard from a few of you who are interested in working with me. I love that. Continue to message me. I love hearing from you. I want to thank you all for being a part of my soul tribe. I hope that you have a fabulous day. I am sending you massive love and light, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.